good afternoon. I wanted to do a quick review for the new, thriller, sci-fi, indie video game, It Takes Two. The developer was Luis Antonio, which is, obviously the person who developed the video game. I believe this is an Xbox exclusive, and obviously Windows. So we'll say it's an Xbox exclusive for now. I'll give it a thumbs up. I played this game earlier today. I beat it. It took me like 4 to 5 hours to beat it. This game is weird. I'll try to keep this under 12 minutes. Sorry. This game is weird. This game is very different. I don't think I've ever played a game like this, and I don't know how to go into it without any, the game's been out for a couple of days, so I'm going to go into some spoilers discussions here. The game is the most unique game I've ever played, and it plays out like a movie at times. And it's not, don't expect this to be an action game. I think this game is perfect for PC players, not entirely for console players, because the controls are a little difficult to get used to on controller. But it's still a good game. It has an interesting story, but don't expect it to be anything like a third-person action shooter. No, it's all dialogue. It's all dialogue. 5 hours of just you figuring it out, the puzzles, figuring it out. Obviously, it's a time loop game. You have 12 minutes. In 12 minutes, a cop is going to come out into your apartment. He's going to take you and your wife hostage. He's going to ask about a certain item, a watch. He's going to strangle you to death. And when your wife is about to tell him, I know where the watch is, it cuts and it restarts at 12 minutes again. If you leave the apartment at any time, it restarts automatically. If you die under the 12 minutes, it restarts automatically. If your wife leaves the apartment before the 12 minutes, it speeds up the cop coming into the door, and you die faster than the 12 minutes. And you can go on and on and on and on and on and on and do this repeatedly 100 times over until you get it. Obviously, I didn't know anything about this game, and the reason that I got into it, two of my favorite actors are in this game. I love William Dafoe. I think he's one of the most underrated actors working today, and he's been doing it for so long now that it's amazing how he hasn't gotten his Academy Award yet. And the fact that he didn't win it for The Lighthouse is a crime. It's a Kiwi, by the way. That's a Kiwi. And James McAvoy is an amazing actor. Some of my favorite movies, like Trance. I'm sorry, give me a second. Trance. Oh my god. And Split, which he did amazing performances. And he didn't receive enough recognition for. Obviously, he did Professor X. But I'm talking about movies like Trance and Split, where he really showed off his range. Amazing. And Daisy Ridley is also a highly known actress. She's in Star Wars films, and she did Murder in the Orient Express and a bunch of other movies. She's been doing a lot of work lately. But she's more known, obviously famously known for the Star Wars films. So that's how I got in touch with the game. I was like, oh, all these actors are going to be in the game. That sounds interesting. I mean, these actors have been known to choose good stories in the past, so why would this be any different? Before I'm making my review, I played the game, and after I played it, I saw a couple of reviews from other YouTubers, and one of the reviews that I most disagree on was SkillUp, because he goes right away and he's like, I do not recommend this game at all. I didn't like it at all. He says that completely. He's like, not what I expected. I liked it. Like I said, it's nothing like I've ever played before. I literally, at times, I was feeding my daughter. She was in my lap, and I would play this game with one hand. With one hand. I would just, all you need to do is locate where you want to go, and press a button, or cancel. That's it. So all you really... Oh, my God. I actually scared the crap out of me. So all you need to do is just press A, press B, and move around with like this, the analog, and just press A to move forward, and then you have like a little menu pop up, and then you choose what to use, and that's it. So I would just have my controller in my lap and just have my daughter in my other lap and play with her and be with her and then play the game at the same time. And it wasn't, like I said, it was really simple to play because there's so little things to do. But this is a fully dialogue-oriented game. If that's not the game for you, then I understand. Not everybody can sit for 5 hours and just listen to people talk, especially in a video game. But I'm biased. This game was free. It's on the Xbox Game Pass. I paid, it was a special offer that it was like $1 for 3 months of Game Pass, so I'm biased. Obviously, if I would have paid $25 for the game, maybe I would have liked it as much. But it's free. It has two of my favorite actors in it. It has, science fiction elements to it when it comes to time travel. It's got some good puzzles to it. It's got some good dialogue. It pissed me off at times because one little mistake could cost you the entire loop, and then you have to go back and do it again. And I had help from YouTube like once or twice to figure out how to specifically knock the guy out, because you can only knock him out one way, and that's if he goes into the room and finds your wife unconscious and he turns out the light switch. I guess he gets electrocuted and he falls on his head and he hits his head, and that's the only moment you have to restrain him. And I was like, okay, that's all the help that I needed. Thank you for telling me. So I quit the video, and then when I'm talking, all of a sudden he gets up and he headbutts me twice, and then he knocks me out, and I'm like, dude, like, what? I'm sorry? So then I had to do the whole thing all over again, but I missed a step, and then he didn't get electrocuted, so I had to go back and go step by step by step by step, so it would happen, and then I shot him in the leg, so he wouldn't get up again, and then he told me more information, and that's pretty much the back and forth of the game. You get information from this character to be able to do this action, and then you do that action so you can be able to get more information from this other character. It pretty much depends on your wife and the information that she has, so you convince this guy to not kill you. And it's a convoluted story. If I get into major spoilers, by the end of the story I was like, because it delves into some weird shit. And then you're like, alright, this is kind of uncomfortable, but alright, sure. Alright, cool. And yeah, by the end I got an ending. So you can choose to go back in time, all the way back, so before any of this happens, before you even meet your wife, and choose not to even be with her. That's the ending that I got. I chose to, like, okay, so maybe there's a world where I don't ever, am with my wife, and maybe there's a world where I don't exist, where all these actions never happened. That's the first ending that I got. But there's a few different endings. I tried like 2 or 3 of them, but that's the ending that I got. At the end of the day, I think I agree with IGN. I would give this game an 8. Because it's not bad. It's interesting enough, but it's different. And I'm glad that smaller studios are taking chances with these types of games and doing things differently. Because it's a treat just to play, just because of how different it pissed me off so much, so that's why I had to take points off of it. Because the simplest mistake fucks up the entire playthrough, and you have to start it all over again, and you have to follow a specific pattern for specific things to happen, and obviously you have to do it over and over and over and over again. And honestly, I like the actors, I like the animations, I felt so smart. Like, I was like, wait a second. There's a spoiler. There's a moment in the game where I was like, okay, I don't know what to do. I'm stuck. like an hour and a half into the playthrough, I was like, I'm stuck. Like, there's nothing else that I can do. I tried killing this man. I tried talking to my wife. I tried accusing her. I tried to make her leave the apartment. I've tried to fight this guy's gun. I've tried to stab him. I've tried so many things. What else can I do? And then I just heard my wife say this one thing. And she said, I didn't hear you come in. And I was like, wait a minute. Let me get out of here real quick. So I left the apartment. It restarts the loop. I came back into the apartment. And then instead of waiting, because she takes like 10 seconds to be in the bathroom, I was like, wait a minute. Let me just hide in the closet. Boom. I hid in the closet. She doesn't see me. She doesn't hear me. And that's when the real game started for me. When I actually started to get some progress. And I was like, fuck yeah, man. I'm so smart. Oh, my camera. But anyway, yeah. I think my camera ran out of juice. But yeah, that was pretty much the game. I'm going to end this review right here because my camera ran out of juice. But that was the game. I'll give it an 8. I'll agree with IGN. I'll give it an 8. It was really different. It made me feel real smart at times. I'll give it an 8. It was an interesting experience. I don't think I'd replay it ever again because it's such a task to play at times because of how repetitive it is, and the smallest mistake makes you do the whole playthrough again, and you have to, you have to grind, and that's whack. Grinding is whack to me. But anyway, thank you for coming to the Not Original channel. I apologize for the technical difficulties. I don't know how I'll do this, but it doesn't matter. Thank you. Appreciate you. See you later.